In today's work landscape, where hybrid work is the norm, leaders fall into two categories: those who fade into the background during endless virtual meetings, and those who make a powerful impact with just a couple of days in the office. It's not about how much time you spend, it's about what you accomplish when you are there. Leading in a hybrid environment requires strategy, and to make each in office day count, you need to maximize your impact. This video offers clear and actionable strategies along with what I call samurai moments. That's high impact insights designed to help you rethink your approach to leadership, inspiring you to make immediate changes. The first point: define your priorities. Don't make noise, make impact. One of the biggest mistakes in hybrid work is trying to be everywhere. We often think that good leadership means being constantly available. But the truth is, spreading yourself too thin dilutes your impact. A strong leader isn't measured by the number of meetings attended, but by how they allocate their time and where they choose to focus. And this is the first samurai moment. Leadership is not about quantity, it's about quality. Don't be everywhere. Be where it matters the most. When you're in the office, make sure you know your priorities. Ask yourself, which meetings are truly essential for progress? Who do you need to speak to face to break through obstacles or to reinforce trust? Plan these key interactions in advance so you ensure they are meaningful. Hybrid days are not for sitting at your desk. They are not for handling tasks you could do from home. They are for those critical conversations that thrive on human interaction, body language, and the kind of rapport that you can only achieve in person. The second area is plan before you set foot in the office. And here's a rule of thumb. If you arrive at the office without a clear plan, you're already late. As a leader, your time is your most valuable resource, both for you and your team. Hybrid days are limited, so they should be used with laser-sharp precision. This means plan out the most important tasks in advance, communicate them to your team, and set clear expectations. Hybrid work is not a place for improvisation. And this is the second samurai moment. The leader who improvises on hybrid days has already lost half the battle before starting. What do you aim to achieve on this day? Who do you need to meet with? The goal is to avoid wasting time on meetings that you could have been handled easily in a quick virtual call. The office is the space for deeper meetings requiring more engagement. If you're clear with your team about your goals before arriving, everyone stays aligned. Planning ahead not only helps you to be better prepared, but also keeps you open to unexpected challenges that may arise. Starting with a strategy gives you a strong base without losing flexibility, without losing the capability to be adaptable. Third area, maximize casual interactions. Hybrid work has transformed hallway conversations and coffee breaks into golden opportunities. Those moments when you bump into a colleague, when you bump into a team member, though brief, they can be incredibly valuable for strengthening relationships, to solving problems, or sparking ideas. So as a leader, be prepared to make the most of these encounters. What's the samurai moment in this area? In the hybrid world, every casual conversation is a hidden opportunity for leadership. What's the key here? The key here is active listening. You've heard it before. It's not about just being around. It's about truly paying attention. A quick chat about how things are going can reveal problems that would come up in a formal meeting. Maybe wouldn't come up in a formal meeting rather. So if you demonstrate that you're available and attentive during these small meetings, you build a culture of trust and a culture of openness that's tough to replicate in a purely virtual setting. These encounters, although they seem to be just casual, they're also a fantastic way to reinforce key messages, to introduce ideas subtly without the need for formal meetings. Use these moments wisely to keep your team motivated and aligned. Fourth area, master high impact communication. What are some of the biggest challenges in hybrid leadership? Probably the overwhelming amount of information everyone receives. That's pretty challenging. By the time your team sees you in person, they are very likely drowning in emails. They're drowning in notifications, so many tasks, so many things to finish, to pay attention to. So here is where your ability to communicate with clarity and precision becomes essential. And this is the summary moment that we want to highlight. In a world full of noise, the leader who communicates with the least amount of words and the biggest amount of clarity holds the power. You need to deliver key messages quickly and in a way that sticks. Long-winded explanations and lengthy presentations are never going to be the answer. When you need to share something important with your team, prepare your points ahead of time and be ready to be concise. Your impact doesn't come from the quantity of your words, how beautiful they sound. Your impact comes from how effectively you get to the heart of your people and to the heart of the matter. Storytelling can be a powerful tool here. It's not enough to simply just say things, to list facts. You need to have an emotional impact. You need to connect emotionally. This approach allows your message to resonate deeply and to stick with your audience. Fifth area we want to discuss, be visible without being overbearing. Physical presence in the office carries symbolic weight, but it is crucial to avoid misunderstanding visibility with micromanagement. Visibility is not being on top of your people all the time with constant supervision. In fact, good leaders know how to balance availability with respecting their team's space. Being accessible does not mean you have to micromanagement. And this is the samurai moment you want to remember. An effective leader is like the wind. You feel their presence without seeing them constantly. So on hybrid environments, on hybrid days, your presence should inspire confidence. People should feel secure. Your team should feel you there when they need you, but not as if you're watching every single move they make. An open door policy can be effective here when team members feel free to approach you, but also know they have the autonomy to perform independently. You're not going to be on their case all the time. It's also important to make your presence feel or to make your presence felt beyond your office or meeting rooms. So take part in informal moments. Show genuine interest in what your team is working on. And they're going to be more likely to respond in kind when you need them. Sixth area, foster a culture of accountability and autonomy. Hybrid leadership demands that you trust your team and that you foster this culture of accountability. So in an office setting, supervision can be easier, it's true, but with remote work, your teams need their autonomy. If you create a culture that values results and impact rather than hours logged, productivity will soar. And this is the samurai moment we want to remember. True leaders don't micromanage, they inspire autonomy and trust. Encouraging accountability doesn't mean letting everyone work without any oversight. That's not what it means. It's about setting clear expectations and trusting your team to meet those expectations. When people feel their leader trusts them, they respond with commitment. They respond with more efficiency. But for this to work, however, you need to be consistent. You need to support your team when they need it and also give them space to prove themselves. So what? What are we going to do with these ideas? To be a good leader in a hybrid environment is not about constant physical presence. That's not what it is about. It's about knowing when and how to make your presence felt in the most impactful way. Is to know when and how it counts the most. It's a balance between being proactive, showing clear communication, and building a culture of trust and autonomy. And this is the final samurai moment. Your leadership isn't measured by how often you are there, but by the impact you leave behind. A positive impact, I must say. When you approach hybrid workdays with this strategic mindset, you will see your influence grow and your team will respond with tangible results. Every minute in the office matters. And as a leader, it is your job to make those minutes count. So let me know your thoughts. And if you want some help with the organization, remember, give me a call.